the people with all of these soy products were sitting on the surplus of soy and they had to figure out a new way to sell it or just eat the loss.
That is the start of it. Then it got significantly worse as we started getting into the world wars, And when we developed these huge manufacturing plants for wartime equipment, at the end of the wars, people were like, well, we've spent millions, if not billions of dollars on these things. We can't just let these plants sit here. They were turned into creating chemicals for agriculture. So one of the things about World War II is that it was our first very chemical based warfare. Well, they quickly realized, oh, those chemicals that we developed to kill people in war, those kill pesky bugs in agriculture. And so the development of pesticides that came out of that wartime equipment, invention of these very toxic chemical agriculture things, the emergence of Monsanto in these big agriculture companies, it all kind of came together around the same time. And a lot of these chemicals don't work for many crops. And so they started developing these alternatives to soy and realizing, oh, if we create these genetically modified versions, we can spray the crap out of them and they'll still live, and we can more easily mass produce things. So it became a, feed the world mindset where we need to maximize production because our population is growing. So essentially soybeans became this really easy option due to the chemicals that were being generated at that time. Whereas if you spray other crops, they would die.
Got it.
So it kind of came out of necessity.
They happen to be resilient with respect to these chemicals. Yeah. And those two things combined meant you could just generate a high volume of this particular crop.
Yep. So there's that piece. Then around the same time, the fear of saturated fats started happening.
Right.
And soy is high in polyunsaturated fats. And so if you read these old agriculture literature textbooks and various studies, you'll see pretty much every introduction says something along the lines of, since we now know that saturated fats are not good for us and polyunsaturated fats are heart healthy, we need to increase polyunsaturated sources in our food system. And so they started realizing that when you feed more soybean oil, that changes the types of fat in chickens, in pigs. The thing that they realized first was that the hardness of pig fat started to get softer and softer as they fed these things, which is a sign pork fat was becoming more unsaturated.
Right.
So they started seeing that as a good thing. They also started seeing, oh, when we feed them these PUFA-rich soybean oils, they fatten quicker. Wow, this is going to increase our bottom line. We can get pork produced quicker, more of it.
Yeah, and this actually tells us something that I'll just put in people's heads right now. And I've written about this in a number of ways. The animals get fatter faster when you feed them polyunsaturated fatty acids. And we are animals too. So there's a connection there.
100%. What they did to animals is now happening to us on so many different levels. So that was it all just started to come together. And then honestly, soy does have beneficial protein. So I'm not saying that soy is all around a bad crop. It does provide protein that's needed for a monogastric animal. So chickens and pigs can't survive on grass alone. They're like us.
Yeah.
And so they do have to have an energy and a protein source. And that is one benefit of soy is it does have a good amino acid profile relative to other options.
Yeah. So like a cow, they have multiple stomachs. They've got a different setup. They can just eat grass and they can make all the protein they need from grass. I mean, that's what a steak is. It's protein and muscle mass that was made out of grass ultimately.